started. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
With us is Doreen. She is our 50-something, believe it or not. I'm not making it up. And we're going to show you how to do beautiful makeup 3 ways. Now, the first look is natural makeup. Now, what I mean by natural makeup is we see the person long before we see the makeup. It's a very understated makeup. So the first step we're going to work with is skin. So let's get started with skin. Always, before you do any of your foundations, the appearance of skin is paramount. So we're going to take just a small amount of a lightweight lotion, and we're going to blend this gently over Doreen's skin. I'm going to be using a brush to apply. Now, the reason I use a brush is I do get a smoother application, and the brush doesn't absorb any of the product. Of course, you could use your fingers as well. It's whatever feels best to you. But remember, a freshly hydrated skin is a smooth-looking skin. Also, very important, the area that you want to address is the eye area. So we're going to take just a small amount of eye cream. I'm using a product spatula to dip that out so I don't put any bacteria into the eye cream. And look up for me, please. And we're going to tap very gently around her eye area. Tap, 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 tap. Now, this particular eye cream has a lot of slip to it, so you don't want to use too much, especially during the day. You can wear more at night. Now, this is the beautiful natural skin before we've done any foundation. This is the freshly moisturized skin. All right, first step, foundation. Let's get started. Now, because it's a natural look, we don't want to see the foundation. I'm using just a real thin layer of it's called a water canvas base. I'm using a product by Vincent Longo, and this line has very sheer, lightweight foundations to use during the day. So you use the base first just to get the skin a little bit smoother, and then you pick up the product. You're going to be using a sponge with the product, and all we want to do with this particular look is just even out any inconsistencies in the skin right through the center of the face. This is the spot where people look first, and if there's any redness or any blotchiness, any dry patches going on in this area, this is where people are going to notice it. So we use just a real thin layer of the foundation. Notice I always start from the center of the face and brush outward, and that's very important because you want to make sure that the highest amount of coverage is in the center of the face, and it gently disappears. Look how nice that looks. Really beautiful reflection. And that's what you want to have, a very, very healthy looking skin. So this is natural makeup skin. Now it's time for natural eyes. Now when you do the eyes, the first thing you want to always focus on is the brow. Now remember, this is a natural look. Turn slightly towards me, please. So with little flecks with your eyebrow pencil, you're going to add just a little bit of texture in through the brow. You're not trying to make a hard-looking brow. You're not trying to make a real highly defined brow. You just want to fill in that brow a little bit to create a nice, smooth-looking shape to the brow that doesn't overpower the look of the eye. Perfect. Next, what you want to do is you always want to prime your eye before you do any eyeshadow. The primer, what it does is just makes that eye area very, very smooth. And with a smoother eye area, the eyeshadow stays on all day. So we're using just a very sheer, lightweight primer over the entire eye. And what that's going to do is, you can see as I'm applying this, it's making the eye area have a nice sheen to it. It evens out coloring just enough. So for a natural look, you want mostly matte colors, but it's okay to have a little bit of shimmer to bring a little bit of life to the eyes. So I'm starting first with a matte shadow. I'm going to take this matte shadow, this is the lightest color, and I'm going to work it up on the bone of the eye, right up under the eyebrow, just like this. Take it up to the crease, but no higher. Excuse me. Next, we're going to do on the lid, we're going to use another matte shadow, and then I might do a little bit of a shimmer over the top. So this is the secondary color, and I pat that right on the lid. So it creates a little color separation. So it's a little bit lighter here, a little more depth going along there. And I like that, but I want to give her eye a little bit more excitement. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of shimmer with this eye. So this particular shadow is going to pick up just a little bit of glow across Doreen's eye, and it's going to warm it up just a little bit. That looks lovely. Gives it a nice little shimmer, just like that. Perfect. Now, if you want to enhance the shape of your eye just a little bit, you can use just a touch of your contour color. That's your deepest of your 3 colors. And always start from the outer corner of the eye and blend that color in. Always start right here in that very corner pocket, brush it into the crease and down towards the lid, and work back and forth until you get a nice, soft, blended look. That's all you need to do. The eye looks very, very natural and very, very smooth. For liner, instead of using a pencil, we're going to use the exact same dark shadow and a very skinny little brush. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to press right in along her lash bed. And we're going to give her a little bit of depth along her lash line without making the liner pop or stand out too much. It's just going to make her lashes look a little bit thicker. And open, please. So it gives her just a little bit of depth, just like that. And then, of course, you always want to finish with a touch of mascara. So we're going to take a little bit of mascara. Now, remember, it's a natural look. Lashes can really start to pop quick if you use too much. So look down towards the floor, please. So we're just going to do a little flick on the outer corner and a little flick here. Not too much. Keep the look nice and fresh, just like that. Now, you notice you get a little bit of spill anytime you're working with shadows. So that's why I do not do concealer before I do the eyeshadow. So I just take a what do you call these things? Cotton swabs. And I'm just going to clean up underneath the eyes, just a little bit. And then I'm going to pick up a concealer, and with the concealer I'm going to clean up under her eyes. I always like to do concealer last, and I suggest you always do the same. It's very helpful, especially when you're doing under eye line, because you want to clean up. So, and we'll see that later when we do a more finished and more dramatic look on Doreen. Oh, perfect. This is gorgeous concealer. This is by Urban Decay, and it smooths on beautifully. So you get that beautiful natural eye that's quick and easy to do. Excellent. Next, I'm going to show you beautiful natural lips. Don't go crazy with the lips. Keep it nice and simple. I am going to use a liner with the natural lips just to create a little bit of a heightened border, but I'm using a very nude color. In fact, this color is called Naked. Just look for the nice natural color that matches the intensity of your lips and is just a little bit deeper. I'm going to sketch it very gently onto the lips, and then I'm going to blend it with a brush. Just take your a little bit of a lip brush and blend that liner softly in, and that's all you need to do. Now we're going to use some gloss. I'm picking up a nice lighter, maybe a little peachy coral gloss, so it's going to add a little freshness to her look. We're going to take this and we're going to start right in the center of the mouth, and we're going to pat it gently outward. Oh, that's a gorgeous color. It picks up her top too. Quite lovely. Pat, 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 pat. Gorgeous fresh lips. Let's do a little bit on the top. Here we go with the brush, and gently blend. Now, the trick with gloss is you always want to remember that the last strokes are nice vertical strokes. It heightens the gloss. It heightens the shape. And now it's time for the last step in your natural application. We're going to be using a little bit of bronzer, because in this look you can see there's not a lot of color yet, so we want to warm up the face. So I'm actually going to be taking a little bit of a bronzing powder first before I use the blusher. I'm going to grab just a blush brush. You don't want your brush to be too big. And I want you to apply bronzer every place where light would strike your face first. So high on the cheekbone, down the nose, across the chin, almost like a Y shape here. So it's a Y, down the nose, across the chin, across the cheekbone. It warms up. Now you notice I'm doing a lot of application. I don't get it all on the first time. What I'm doing is I'm building up the look. It's very important that you don't try to get everything on the first application. Otherwise you have too much on your skin, and then you're stuck trying to wipe it off, and that's not what you want to be doing. Now, to add a little bit of freshness to the look, we're going to be using a nice, beautiful, peachy, pinky blush, and I'm going to do what I call the pop technique. You notice I let that brush kind of fly. I put a little bit on the brush, I take the excess off in my hand, and then I pop, pop, pop right on Doreen's cheek to give her that real fresh look. And look how that just brings up a beautiful, pinky, fresh, flushed look to her face. It's not too much makeup, and it adds just the right amount. Try not to make your makeup look done with every single step. Wait until the final step is done, and so you know exactly what your makeup is going to look like. Now, this is a perfect example of our 50-something, the first way, the natural makeup. Well, that's it for the beautiful, glowing, natural look for the 50-something. If you're watching this at MakeupGourmet.com, I've listed my current favorite products to achieve this look. Click on one and try it. If you're not at MakeupGourmet.com, go there now to see my favorite product picks for this look, as well as everything else we have to offer. How to apply, what to buy. MakeupGourmet.com.